super excited for another product training here. As you guys can see, today we have Jacob Chapman from North American that's joining us today. We're super excited about this. North American, obviously, for our annuities, is one of our biggest companies that we work with. There's some new products that are out that Jacob's going to go over today. But really quickly, I just want to give him a proper introduction. We met really quickly. What was it, a few months back, Jacob, when you were
Yeah.
visiting
Yep.
Arizona? And we were just, chatting up in the office, and he started talking about this new product, the Charter Plus, which I know he's going to talk about, which I know is one of the hotter topics of an annuity where you can add some money to it with some bonuses on it and things like that. But Jacob's been with North American for 9.5 years and in the industry total for 12. So when you talk about experience, especially when it comes to the product side, he knows his stuff. With these annuities, he's going to go through some of those products today. He's going to give you some kind of, I don't want to say help, kind of like maybe assistance on how to get through some obstacles when it comes to talking to clients, and then we'll leave some time open at the end for some from Q&A. So I don't want to take up too much time. I want to make sure that you guys get all the info today from Jacob. So I'm going to turn it over to you. Thank you for your time today, Jacob. It's nice chatting with you for a little bit before this as well, and hope to see you the next time you're here in Arizona.
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you, Tony. Good morning, good afternoon, I guess, depending on where everybody is located, time zone wise. It's right at 2 o'clock Central. I'm here in the home office. You can see my beautiful background here. I'm working in the office today, so if I look like I'm teleporting a little bit, that's the background we got put in here. But again, thank you for having me on. Universal's been a fantastic partner. Like Tony said, I'm going to run through a few of the different top annuity contracts that we offer, and then I've got a short sales concept that I think a lot of folks could get some good use out of. So again, thank you for giving me a few minutes here. I'm going to share my screen real quick and make sure everything looks good. Okay. All right, everybody should be able to see white screen with my beautiful photo there, hopefully. Okay. So a little bit about North American. North American company, of course, we are part of Salmons Financial Group. We are the only employee-owned company in the industry on the life and annuity side. So what our employee ownership advantage means, not only for your clients, but for you guys as well. Being employee owned, it allows us to take a long-term view on our business, right? Which means stability for you guys, accountability for you guys as advisors, and you don't have the herky jerky, you know, seat of the pants decisions that are being made by publicly traded companies who have to answer shareholders. Been around over 100 years. I believe it's 138 years actually this year that we've been helping clients across the life and annuity space, and really excited to continue as we kind of move here through 2026. As far as financial stability, all that fun stuff, so we are A plus rated, as you can see here with Fitch, S&P, and AM Best. We just a few years ago had 50 consecutive years of A plus ratings, which has been fantastic. As part of Salmons Enterprises or Salmons Financial, the parent company, which is obviously still employee owned as well, over $135 billion in assets. Of that, North American Life and Annuities responsible for just under 47 billion, and that's by helping 1.7 million life and annuity policyholders. Again, we've been around 138 years, and we kind of joke we're probably the largest company your clients have never heard of, right? So we don't have a huge marketing budget, but that's intentional. We put all the value of the products into the products themselves versus spending a bunch of money to have Brad Paisley sing about us, or put our name on the side of a football stadium or something like that. We put all the strength financial strength of the company and the products to your clients. So as far as my next little portion here, this is a high level sales concept. We call it, it's part of our balanced accumulation brochure. It's very, very simple, but it's essentially what we're wanting to help you do is help educate clients on the importance of avoiding risk for that portion of their hard-earned retirement portfolio that they can't afford to lose. Right? It just does a good job of showing how impactful risk can be to the overall portfolio. So everybody knows the teeter totter, right? They're not quite as popular on the little kids' playgrounds as they were when I was younger. But nonetheless, on the left side of the teeter totter, you've got assets that are exposed to market risk. Of course, on the right side, assets that are not exposed, cash, CDs, FIAs, of course. Oh, interesting. 1 second. I wonder, oh, it wasn't sharing the right screen. That's why. All right, hang on, guys. Let me try another one here. Okay. Let me know if this works, Lee. You're seeing it. Okay. All right. Perfect. Okay. So again, teeter-totter, left side of that teeter-totter is exposed to market risk. The right side is not exposed. And what your job and what our job as advisors is helping clients find that perfect balance between at-risk assets and assets that are not at risk. Everybody's seen this piece here, right? It's a S&P 500 going back 26 years. Obviously, quite a few ups and downs here. What we've seen recently, right, earlier in 2025, there was a pretty good market dip, but it rebounded extraordinarily fast. You go back to COVID, right, and that market drawdown lasted, was it a month and a half, maybe? So prior to this choppiness here that was very, very short-lived, the last meaningful decline that clients seen in their retirement accounts and their brokerage accounts, or whatever the case may be, is going back almost 20 years now, right, to the housing market crisis. So from, call it middle part of 2009, clear up to 2020, right, for the most part is a pretty smooth ride up. A lot of advisors that I meet with out in the field are kind of lamenting that, clients are afraid to lose out on the next 5 or 10%. For somebody like myself, right, at 40 and under, that's fine. Great. Let's put as much horsepower in our retirement as we can. For folks like my dad's age, for he'll be 60. Let's see, he'll be 63 here in August. He doesn't have another 20 years to work, right? So he can't afford a dot-com bubble. He can't afford a housing market crash. He can't even afford a COVID crash, assuming it lasts more than 5 months, right? So a lot of clients, they kind of have that recency bias where it's the same thing where your favorite basketball player, they've made 5, 6, 7 shots in a row. All of a sudden they feel like they can't miss, right? So they start jacking up threes. They're, taking shots from the logo. And unless they're Steph Curry or Caitlin Clark, if you're a women's basketball fan, chances are that recency bias is going to come back to bite them, right? You're not always going to win. You're not going to make every single shot. So how do we insulate ourselves from that, right? That's a question that hopefully at this point clients are going to start understanding. All right, so this next piece really helps kind of solidify the impact or the importance, of avoiding risk on a portion of their assets. So the left side of the bell curve is the loss percentage. The right side of the bell curve is how much we're going to have to gain in just 1 year to get back to where we started. Right. So if you look back like at 2008, for example, there was a 35% pullback in the markets. To earn back that 35% in 12 months requires almost a 54% return. right? Say there's a very significant pullback in the market at 45%, we're going to need almost 82% gain in 1 year just to get back to where we were, right? That's not, you're not getting ahead, that's just getting back to the starting point. Okay, so a lot of clients aren't going to understand this very simple concept, but start up at the top here. Say you have $100,000, Mr. and Mrs. Client, if you lose 10% off of your 100 grand, that's going to leave you with what? They're going to say, well, you take 10% off of 100, I'm down to 90%. Say, okay, perfect. If you lose 10%, how much do you have to earn? Say, well, I lost 10, I need to earn 10. It's not how math works, right? 90 grand, say you get a 10% gain on top of that, you're still $1,000 short. So just to get back the initial loss is going to require an 11.2% return on just a 10% deduction after 1 year, right? So while there are vehicles that have huge upside potential, of course, what we're going to be focusing on is avoiding the downside, right? The indexed annuity, right, fixed income alternative, is arguably the best vehicle that clients have access to protect their hard-earned retirement savings. Okay, when you talk about protection, a lot of clients are going to think, well, I'm just going to go to the bank, right? My parents have done it, my grandparents have done it, my buddies down the street did it, right? You think protection, you think the bank. Well, that's not in reality, that's not the case, right? We did a study, if you go back to the year 2000 again, we looked at your average 6-month CD. By the time you apply taxes and inflation, there have been only 4 years out of the last 25 that have had a net positive return for the clients, right? Factoring in taxes and inflation. Kind of joke, the only thing a CD is protected from is any growth whatsoever. Unless you figured out how to not have to pay any taxes whatsoever. If so, please get in touch with me after this call because I'd love to pick your brain. But to my knowledge, everybody has to pay taxes. Everybody's subject to inflation, and that is going to include your average CD here, which is not, again, going to provide any growth potential, especially when, I'm not sure about you guys, but inflation has done nothing but gone up and hurt the pocketbooks everywhere. So what do you do, right? You don't want to be overexposed in the market. You just educated the clients how less than desirable a CD is. Well, this is where you guys come in, right? This next chart just does a great job of showing where index annuities fit in the broad spectrum of investments available today, right? Everything above this line here, this dark green line, everything above that is subject to market risk. Bonds, VAs, mutual funds, stocks. Everything below this green line is protected from risk. So indexed annuities, MYGA, CDs, bank accounts, cash, et cetera, et cetera. The FIA is as close to this line as we can get while still being principally protected. Right, so that's where we want to focus that portion of the hard-earned retirement assets that we can't expose to risk. This little infographic, this is as complicated as we really need to make the index annuity. In an up market, we're selling a product that gets some of the upside. If the market takes a downturn, our index annuity is going to remain flat and we're not going to experience any loss, right? We can get real fancy and add income riders and, volatility strategies and everything like that. But at the end of the day, you guys are offering products to your clients that offer some of the market upside and none of the downside. It's really just that easy. This next piece here just shows the value of annual reset when it comes to an annuity. This lighter green line here is the pure S&P 500. This gray line is a volatility index. The dark green line is that same volatility index in the wrapper of an indexed annuity, right? So the S&P 500, this green line is up and down. It's all over the place, very volatile, right? The gray line, because it's just the index itself, is going to experience ups and downs and not really give you much growth whatsoever. nice part about the indexed annuity is when the S&P is doing well, your indexed annuity is going to do well. When the S&P has a downturn, like right here, you're just going to remain flat, right? So it gives clients that stair step where at the end of each anniversary, they lock in their gains. Those gains are protected from any risk. So if the market doesn't do well the next 12 months, that's fine. They're protected. If the market does well, like we see here, they're going to get step ups, right? So it just shows the value of where the FIA fits. Okay. Again, that's a part of our balanced accumulation brochure. We have those available in physical, nice like glossy brochures. We have videos that you can share on your website, send out to clients, whatever you need. Reach out to your folks at Universal. They can help track that down for you. As far as presentation wise, again, that's short and sweet and is meant to be simple. It's part of our balanced accumulation brochure. So I am going to run through briefly here just a few of our top products. First off is our Versa Choice. As you can see here, it's a 10-year surrender charge product, writes up to age 79, and it's modified single premium. All that means is that clients can add additional funds in the first year if they choose. And the minimum to start the policy is $20,000. The design of the annuity is pure cash value growth. So there's no premium bonus, plenty of index options to choose from. Your standard 10% penalty-free withdrawal is available. And then a really neat feature, and why I think most folks are utilizing this product outside of the fantastic rates, which I'll get to in a minute, is this ELB, Enhanced Liquidity Benefit. It's an optional rider at 0.6%. So less than 1% gets this optional rider, gives your clients these 4 benefits here: penalty-free withdrawal, return of premium. These are the big ones: an ADL-based waiver of surrender charges and an ADL-based payout benefit. You have to add the rider at issue. Again, cost 0.6%. But this ADL-based payout benefit here on the bottom right, think of it like a cash value bonus. So depending on how long the clients have had the product, they will get anywhere from a 10% to a 25% cash value premium bonus to their accumulation value. We take that whole value and pay it out over 5 payments if they're unable to complete 2 out of the 6 ADLs. So it's not a long-term care benefit. That's not what the FIAs are for. But this is a pure growth annuity with an optional ADL-based rider, if you will, very inexpensive at 0.6%. It does have to be added at issue. Okay. Real strength on this product as well as the rates. It's premium banded at $75,000. So any premium deposit to fund the policy that's at least $75,000 or more is going to have these high band rates here. Very, very strong fixed account. S&P cap, as you can see, is up to 10.1%. Strong monthly point-to-point cap at 3. Ton of volatility indices to choose from. We've got multi-asset, we've got low volatility, high volatility, both 1 and 2 year stuff. You can throw a dart at any of these indices available, and it's going to be very competitive for your clients that are just looking for a 10-year buy and hold. No premium bonus, just pure growth. This is going to be one of the best options out there. On the other side of the accumulation standpoint, or products suite, if you will, is our bonus annuity. This has been our #1 product the last 2.5 or 3 years. It's called Charter Plus with the optional rider, which I'll get into here in just a minute. The design of the product, it's a 10 or 14 year surrender charge, depending on the state. For the folks working in California, you'll have to give us a call. California has very different rate structures. I won't go over that in this presentation. It is still a bonus product, but it's going to have a little bit different features. in general, for the states that have it available, the 14-year writes to age 75, and the 10-year, of course, as always, writes to 79. The big difference here, this Charter Plus product is flexible, meaning clients can add money at any time, and it does not restart the surrender period. Any new premium that the clients add during the first 3 years of the policy gets the same bonus that they initially qualified for. And I'll run through those bonuses here in just a second. But again, flexible for life, no rolling surrender. New premium added in the first 3 years gets a bonus as well. This one is banded at 75,000. So 75,000 and up to start the policy is going to have a little bit higher of a bonus. So assuming 75,000, they're going to get a 16% cash value premium bonus. On the 14-year, same thing. They can get up to a 19% cash value premium bonus. Again, ton of different index options available. End of the day, diversification is always going to be king. Nobody knows what the next 12 months, much less the next 120 months, are going to do. So diversify. We have a ton of great options available. The bonus product, again, our number one seller, 10% penalty-free withdrawal, pretty standard. It does have a nursing home confinement waiver built in, all at no cost. Now, you can add this optional, what we call the EBR, Enhanced Bonus Rider, at a cost of 0.95%. What that gives you, obviously enhanced bonus, right? It jumps up that premium bonus on the 10-year product from 16% to 25%, and on the 14-year product from 19 up to 31%. Okay, we have the 19% special, or 19% bonus, excuse me. Then you add the EBR, it buys up an additional 12 on the 14. So 31% is going to be, to my knowledge, one of the highest pure cash value premium bonus contracts in the industry. Ton of different index options to choose from, like I said, but this shows here, client puts in 100,000, they get the 16% bonus for no fee. They add the additional enhanced bonus rider, they get a 25% cash value bonus day one, and then it just shows adding money in additional years, right? So they funded the policy with 120,000, assuming no interest credits at all, which is highly unlikely, of course. Worst case scenario, their cash value is going to be at 148,750 when you apply the bonuses. Okay, good competitive rates for a bonus product. 3% fixed count, 6% S&P cap, plenty of volatility strategies to choose from. Again, multi-asset, high vol, low vol, US, foreign, just depends what clients are looking for. Again, hard to find a bad rate, especially on a bonus product. Okay, those are our top two national line accumulation products. I did want to talk just briefly about what's likely to be our number two product for the year, maybe number one, depending on how these next 6 months and 1 week shape out for the rest of the year. But this is our guarantee income annuity. Income Pay Pro is the name of this one. As this, or similar to the rest of our 10-year products, writes up to age 79, and this one's modified single premium as well. So you can add money during the first year if you want to. The design of the product, it's your old school, just traditional lifetime income rider. The product costs 1.15%. That gets them the cash value and the income account. Income account grows at 8% compounding for up to 10 years or until they elect lifetime income. And there's quite a few different indices available to choose from. Again, this product is not dependent, I should say that again, not dependent on what the stock market does, right? Doesn't matter what indexes you choose, it just goes to the cash value. The income is guaranteed from the day the clients buy the policy. That's via the 8% compounding roll up, and then the lifetime payout percentages which I'll talk about here in just a minute as well. And it does have a nursing home multiplier built in. Real strength of the product is right here. These are the lifetime payout percentages. Obviously, you would still apply the 8% compounding roll up to these. But say, for example, you have a 70-year-old, what they put in 100,000, they want to turn on income right away. You'd see they'd get 8.2%, which is, of course, $8,200. At full retirement age, 67, their payout percentage for single life is 7.9. Joint life is only reduced by 0.5%, so it's all the way up to 7.4. I have a really cool calculator I'll share. You know what? Let me share that right now, actually. Can everybody see the calculator here, the income tool? Hopefully. Yep, okay. So this is, again, it's not behind security or anything like that. It's really easy. You just type in the age the client buys the product, when they want to take income, and how much they're putting in. It'll tell you instantly the guaranteed lifetime income. Something I like to show, 60-year-old taking income at age 65, they put in 100,000. They're getting $11,313 every year guaranteed for life. That's effectively an 11.3% payout percentage, which is almost triple what most economists consider to be a sustainable withdrawal percentage. This is, again, fully guaranteed for life. So this particular contract is likely to be, it will for sure be our number 2 selling annuity in 2026. It might overtake our bonus product, Charter Plus. Just kind of depends how the rest of the year goes. But super, super competitive for clients wanting lifetime income. Well, okay, here we go. And I'll share this link with you guys, but if you just type in incompayprocalculator.com, it'll pull up that link for you. Let's see, and then outside of that, I do want to talk just briefly. I'll run through our one of our Nexus products as well. But I did want to share before I do that, we're an insurance company, right? We're not a marketing organization, so we don't put together seminars or workshops or mailers, anything like that. However, we do have a ton of free material for you guys to use that's fully client approved. The balanced accumulation brochure, I went through that earlier. That's part of a full kit that you can order right off the website. We do have some really nice Social Security materials. We've got our Empowered series, which is our Women in Wealth study. We have the Legacy Portrait, which helps you design meetings to get the whole families involved versus just, the parents or the grandparents. And lastly, our Financial Home Makeover, which is this bottom left piece here. It's actually a really nice full color magazine. For those of you familiar with Better Homes and Gardens, the actual one of the senior editors from that magazine came over and joined us a couple years ago, and she helped us create that Financial Home Makeover magazine. It really is excellent. Again, these are all educational pieces that you guys can use with your clients. They're not overly salesy. It doesn't scream, hey, go buy an annuity with North American. They should, of course, but that's not what they're designed for. It's just purely educational for you guys to use in your client meetings. And all of this is available right on the website, along with more. We've got radio ads you can customize, all kinds of different videos. So again, while we don't necessarily financially help with seminars and workshops and stuff, we do have a ton of material available for you guys to use. Okay. We don't need to worry about that one. All right, let me get out of this real quick here. I want to share one more piece here. Actually, you know what? Before I move on to our Nexus products, I wanted to see if there's any questions, anything like that while I was going through the presentation. All right, easy enough. Okay, let me share. I don't know why this isn't wanting to work. I don't know why it's showing a screen inside of a screen. Is that doing that to you, Lee? Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, go ahead. Brochures are available on the website. It's northamericancompany.com. And then you log in up at the top right-hand side. After you log in, it's in the sales and marketing. There's a tab you can click on. And it'll pull up all the brochures, the videos, the radio ads. All of our marketing content is right on the website. Good question. Second policy, the name of that one, our bonus annuity is Charter Plus, either 10 or 14 year. It's the cash value bonus product, flexible bonus product, I should say. That's pretty rare. Most bonus contracts in the industry are single premium. With this one, again, it's flexible for life. The Charter Plus is, and any new money they put in the first 3 years receives that same cash value bonus that they initially qualified for. Charter Plus is the name of that one. Okay. All right, and I'll leave some time at the end as well for folks who have other questions. Let me try this here. Okay, is it full screen now, Lee? I don't know why it's doing that. Was it doing that during the presentation as well? Well, maybe it doesn't like, I don't have this available in PowerPoint, but okay, that's fine. I'll talk briefly about our top selling Annexus products. So the annuities I talked about before, VersaChoice for cash value growth, Charter Plus, the premium bonus annuity, and then Income Pay Pro, our guarantee income contract. Those are all available via our national product lines. We also have a partnership with Annexus. So we have North American national products, North American Annexus products. What I'm going to talk about next is part of our Nexus series called the Secure Horizon Plus. This is likely to be one of our top Annexus products here. We have another one I'll talk about just briefly. But this particular contract, Secure Horizon Plus, currently has a 24% bonus that goes to the cash value and the retirement benefit rider. Has some really neat crediting strategies where Annexus took the idea of laddered bonds and put that idea or concept into the crediting of an annuity. And I've got a short video to show you kind of how that works. It's a really neat concept. But this particular product has the 4-in-1 retirement benefit rider built in. Most of the time when you hear rider, you're going to think income rider. That's not the case with this particular contract. Think of the retirement benefit rider like a pool of money, right? Clients can draw from that pool of money for any number of different pressing retirement needs, from Social Security issues, if they want a guaranteed death benefit, or even activities of daily living protection. Okay, And as well as that retirement benefit rider, the RBR, or the benefit base as we call it, grows at 150% of any interest that's credited to the cash value. Okay, so say you have whatever, a 5% cash value interest credit, 150% of that gets credited to the retirement rider. So that retirement rider is just going to continue to grow and grow and grow over time. Clients can use it for ADL protection. Again, has an industry first Social Security reduction protection, and then has an optional, or it can also work as a 5-pay death benefit if they don't utilize that any of the other benefits in that particular contract. I did want to share this video quick here. So what you guys are looking at is the performance strategy ladder. It's one of the index options available in all of our Annexus products, whether you use this one or any of the Secure Horizon series. So that concept that I talked about earlier, where the laddered bond or laddered CD idea, that this is what I'm talking about right here. Okay. So as you can see, this is in regards to a 10-year product. So what they did was, oh, I don't want this on here. Okay. So you have, here we go. Obviously you have a 1 year, a 2 year, a 3, a 4, and a 5, right? So you have exposure to longer strategies, 5 year, 4 year, 3, 2, 1, etc. But you also have the potential to lock in interest on each portion annually, right? So you have exposure to a 5-year point to point with some of the money, but you have the benefit of annual interest crediting that we talked about earlier, right? So what happens is as you hit each lock-in point, that 1-year strategy, you can move it out to a 1 or 2 year, or it will automatically rebalance to a new 5-year. And remember, we talked about earlier, when you have exposure to longer 5-year point to points, the hedging budget goes a lot farther. You're going to have significantly higher participation rates. Okay. Same thing at the end of the second year, your 2 year is going to renew at a new 5-year, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. Culminating in the 10th year of the contract. So this 10-year, you're going to have this crediting strategy has a potential to credit interest. Your second, third, fourth, fifth, right? So we took that idea of the set it, Annexus took the idea of the set it and forget it, the laddered bond concept, put that into the crediting strategy of one of our Nexus products. Again, there's quite a few different volatility strategies to choose from. And the good folks at Annexus have always kind of positioned it to us. The ladder strategy is very aggressive, right? You have huge participation rates. With that, there is market timing risk. Nobody knows what the next 12 or 18 or 24 months is going to look like. So what they've always said is they want to see 40 to 50% of the allocation going to the ladders. And there's a few different indexes that have the ladder strategy as an option. And then the remaining portion of the allocation going to a standard 1 or 2 year point to point. So you have great upside potential because of that increased hedging budget, but you also have 1 and 2 year stuff with the potential to credit annually. Okay. All right. That was it for my version of the presentation. On the Annexus side, again, we have the Secure Horizon Plus that has that retirement benefit rider. We do have a no fee premium bonus version of that particular product. You're up to 19% cash value bonus for no fee. You do not get the rider. Okay, so that's a big difference. The accelerator, Secure Horizon Accelerator, has no fee, no rider, no income, no enhanced death benefit, no ADL protection. It's just a 10-year buy and hold with up to a 19% cash value bonus. The Secure Horizon Plus has the rider built in. You have a 24% bonus, and you get that industry first 4-in-1 retirement rider. So two different solutions that they're helping satisfy depending on what clients are looking for. So we have our national products, we have our Nexus products. They're all serviced in-house here at North American. It just depends on what your clients are looking for. Being with Universal offers you guys benefits that not other groups wouldn't have the capabilities of, I guess. And Nexus is limited distribution, so not every advisor and agent can sell it. Being with Universal, you guys do have an Nexus appointment with us, so you can sell both our national and Nexus products. So depending on what you're looking for, again, we've got super competitive options across the board. We're the only employee-owned company in the industry, been around 138 years, and we're based right here in West Des Moines, Iowa, with our life insurance team being up in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, short 4-hour drive. All the servicing, all the new business, all the contracting, all the suitability, commissions, the sales teams, they're all either based here in West Des Moines or they live in their territory, right? So we don't offload anything to, third-party servicers or anything like that. So you would always have somebody here at the company that is an employee owner there to serve your business, whether it be on the life or the annuity side. I only handle the annuity stuff. That said, I do know we have some really competitive offerings on the life side. Reach out to your IMO; they can help you with the life stuff. But I took up my 40 minutes here. I wanted to see what questions you guys have, maybe feedback from anything you've been hearing out in the field that you wanted to bounce off me. Like I said, I'm meeting with advisors across the West, so I hear about a lot of different marketing concepts and what's working, what's not. I can give you another 10, 15 minutes. So whatever you guys wanted to share, I'm all ears.
I know the answer, but I'll let you say it.
Minimum to issue for the Secure Horizon Suite, whether you're using the Choice, which is a 5 or 7 year, or the 10-year products, is $25,000. The reason the minimum is a little bit higher is because that performance strategy ladder requires at least $25,000 because we put $5,000 in each rung of the ladder. So $25,000 minimum to start Secure Horizon series. Excuse me. Yeah, good question. So generally, it would depend on the type of account that if they have like a brokerage or an IRA or whatever the case may be. But yes, depending on their age, of course, and what the clients are looking for. Obviously, the stock market is going to have good upside potential a lot of the time, but you're 100% subject to risk. So depending on that client's risk tolerance, they can move. We can do qualified annuities, we can do non-qualified. So regardless of, if their money is in an IRA or just a standard brokerage account, probably Schwab or Fidelity or whoever, yes, you can transfer. It's called using a 1035 to transfer that money over. Every application goes through new business and suitability requirements, of course, but short or long response, but short answer, yes, we sure can.
The good thing about our annuities, guys, when we do them, and this is with every company, there's something called suitability. So if you can't move something somewhere, usually the company will flag it or let you know before you do something that you're not supposed to. Plus, you have your, the matchup system and the agents that you can work with on this stuff. But that was a very good question.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to throw any
clarifying
questions?
that, Tony.
Yes.
Perfect. Yeah, and so I'll kind of expand just a little bit on what Tony said. So, the suitability teams at any company, I'll speak to North American because that's who I know. And our suitability teams are up on the 6th floor. Again, they're employee owners as well. Their primary responsibility is to make sure that the business that we put on the books is not going to endanger the advisor that wrote the policy or the client who's buying the policy. Okay, so in general, from a assets standpoint, if the client is moving over 50% or less of their liquid assets, that's going to sail right through suitability. The client's not in any danger of, needing to grab the asset real quickly or nothing like that. They're entering into, somewhere between a 5 and 10 year contract with us as the annuity carrier with liquidity provisions, of course. It's not like it's locked up or anything like that. But the suitability team is there to make sure that, say, the client has some sort of emergency. I don't know, their homeowner's insurance lapsed and a flood came through and wiped out the house, right? We don't want the annuity to be the first place the client thinks of when an emergency happens and they need to grab some assets, right? So the purpose of the suitability is to, again, make sure that the client isn't endangering themselves. You guys aren't endangering your licenses or anything like that. It would be very, very, very difficult to get a case approved that could paint you in a bad light, right? Because at the end of the day, we want to be good stewards of the client's assets. If putting the money with us is not a good idea, we won't take it. There's that old adage that all publicity is good publicity does not hold true for insurance companies. Usually when an insurance company comes up in the news, it's, the big bad insurance company, isn't letting grandma have her money or, whatever the case may be. So we do anything. What we're going to do is when we put a piece of business on the books, we want to stand behind it, not only from us as a carrier standpoint, but we're going to stand behind our appointed advisor because we know that the suitability you guys filled out said, no, this client is a great match, right? They have plenty of liquidity. This product serves a financial need. Our advisor did a great job. We're going to stand behind you. So that's really the purpose of suitability. Yeah, good question. Okay, Lee, if that's it, thank you, everybody. We do sure appreciate. I sure appreciate you giving me some time. Like Tony said, I get out and travel. I'm down. I have most of the West Coast, so Arizona to Montana, Washington, Oregon, Alaska, and Hawaii. Really, my 3 regions that I go to are Salt Lake, Seattle, and Scottsdale. So I'm at one of those 3 locations every month, meeting with advisors, sharing marketing ideas. There's 10 of me spread throughout the country, and we're called regional sales directors. There's 10 of us. The 10 of us are paired with 5 internal wholesalers, and then there's 5 or 6 people on the sales team for North American company. If you guys have questions on product fit, if you have questions on indexes, marketing materials, say you have a workshop coming up and you want some giveaway stuff, give our sales team a call. We're always more than happy to walk through that stuff. Again, we're employee owners. The better you guys do as agents, the better we do. And we want to help. We sure do appreciate the opportunity to partner together, and being an employee owned, independent company. That's how we grow. Is the better job I do, the better job you guys do, the better your clients are going to do. It's good for everybody. Really appreciate you giving me some time. I'm gonna sign off here. Unless Tony, Lee, you guys have anything else for me?
No, we are good. Thank you so much, Jacob, for your time. It was a great presentation, great information, and looking forward, to keeping you on this rotation every couple of weeks. But yeah, thanks so much for your time today.
Yeah, we sure appreciate it. Thanks, guys. Take care.
Alrighty, bye.